Yo, what is up, Crockxen clan members, fairy tale fans, and others who will stump on this video? I'm SoresanCrockxen, and today we're reviewing episode 76 of Fairy Tail. And I have to say, this episode was confusing. It was all over the place. It actually had no focus whatsoever, and that kind of bothered me. As I stated in the previous episode, we got confirmation. We have our fights. We had our fights set. But this episode was just jumping around. Natsu's fight with Tempesta, Juvia's fight with, why do I keep forgetting his name? The death dude, necromancer guy, and, Gaji versus the shark dude, whose name I also can't seem to remember for the life of me. We also had some Erisa Minerva stuff alongside Nelson Sting and Rouge came in at the end of the last episode. They're gonna fight Mar the Gear, and so we had some gray and silver stuff, and like I said, it was just jumping left and right, and I couldn't keep up. Like, honestly, I was completely lost this episode because they kept jumping back and forth between all these mini fights that are, like, if they just stick to one episode per, like, character fight, like, that would make this so much easier. But then the problem with that was that Natsu, Gaji, and Juvia's fights ended up fusing together so all three of them are together now, fighting against their three individuals. Lucy's on the freaking ground back there, right? So it's like, it's just, I don't know why, like, there's no way to keep this in track now, it seems. Like, Erisa and Minerva are now, like, on their own mission to, like, go to the control room so they can stop Face from exploding. Alongside, obviously, the cats, all the exceeds, except for, Charlotte, because she's with Wendy, all the way in the wastelands. So Frosh and, Frosh, Lecter, Happy, and Lily. Frosh, I gotta say, there was a funny moment in there because, Sting and Rouge tell Erisa to take Minerva and all the exceeds to go over, to find the control room. And as they're leaving, Lecter is just dragging Frosh. He's like, I want to fight too, let me fight. I was like, this is the cat that never wants to fight. And he's over here, he wants to go in against Mar the Gear. That fight in itself, like I said, that fight started. That's the thing. Like, that fight started. The other ones had already kind of started, and they were continuing the fight. And realistically, the meat of the episode is supposed to be gray and silver stuff. Everything else just happens to be happening at the same time. Everything else was just, them doing their things with the fights and talking, between the opponents and stuff like that. That was there. But the meat of the episode, the thing that was supposed to be the focus, was gray and silver. Now, we already knew that this is Gray's dad. And I love, I actually didn't know the other part, though. When they start talking, and then, Gray starts saying that, how does he know who he is, and all this other stuff, and he has this strange feeling that he knows his face, his voice, the way he is, but he's not the same person. And then I love how he just says, how he's, I'm your father. Like, I already knew he was going to say that. We were expecting that. I'm your father, blah, blah, blah. And then, they start talking about all the stuff, and, Gray's like, my father died when the Leora attacked, and, yada, yada. We know the story already. We know how it goes. But the thing that I didn't know was the fact that, yes, it's his father, but it's his father's body. The demon is inside the body, and I technically already know that I knew that Silver transforms between human and demon, but he just chooses to look human, whereas the other ones are like, I don't want to look human. I don't want to look human. Humans are stupid. They're inferior insects, blah, blah, blah. Right. Except for Mar the Gear for some reason. I mean, I'm expecting we're going to see a demon form eventually. But all the other ones tend to still want to look as demon as possible, whereas Silver just looks like a human being. And he goes on to say that he knows who he is. And yes, he is his father, but it's his father's body. And then he starts saying, like, Gray gets pissed. He's like, well, now I have a reason to hate you, but why do you hate me? Because Silver wants to kill him. And he goes off to say, I have to kill all of Ud's disciples. And he's like, what? And he's like, yeah, she froze me for 10 years. And I'm like, wait. And he goes off to say, I'm Deriora. I'm like, bruh, this is the third time this man shows up in the entire damn series. Well, physically the second time. The first time was a flashback. Whatever. So Deriora is one of the 9 demon gates. And he was killed by Ud, but because of the lab, rebuilding the bodies, well, he was reborn. And thus found the body and was like, I'm going to pick this one and I'm going to be chilling. And it just so happens to be Gray's dad. So, Absolute Zero, Silver Full Buster. There you go. And so, he wants to kill Gray just to kill off all of, obviously Leon is always... Leon is the other one that has to, I'm assuming, would have a case of like, I gotta kill him. But, didn't happen. Or whatever. Now, the interesting thing to note is the skeleton dude, the spirit dude, the ghost, I don't even know what to call him because he has no physical form. Because he's well, I mean, he has a physical form, but he's always in a mist form. There was some uneasy feelings when Julia was fighting him. She kept thinking, I have to go to Gray. 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 There's something wrong with Gray. And he explains what's going on. Gray and Silver were destined to fight. That was the thing. Gray and Silver were destined to fight. Gray versus Deriora, blah, blah, blah. He goes to explain that every tale has a beginning and an end. Gray's tale began when Deriora killed and destroyed the village. Because that's when he decided, I'm gonna, that's my target. And then became Ud's disciple, thus learning ice magic, yada, yada, yada. Right? Fine. But now this is his end. This is gonna be the end of Gray. He's supposed to die here. But not in the way that, you would have expected him to say. It's like, he's just gonna die to Silver's hand. No. He goes off to say that he's going to die the same way his teacher did. Meaning that he's going to use that forbidden spell that he's not supposed to use. And which will make it the second time he's going to attempt to use this. But he's obviously not going to do it. He's going to fail. Because Gray's not going to die. He already died once. I'm not going to kill him off again. Because it's not his time. But he's gonna attempt to use it again. I'm pretty sure Julia's going to get involved in some way to stop him or whatever. Because Julia didn't exist when he was going to use it last time. Whereas now she does. And she's not going to let him commit suicide. Okay, that's his man. That's her man. I said that wrong. That's her man. Okay, that's her man. Okay? So she's not going to let him do that. Meaning she's going to get involved. I'm pretty sure Natsu's going to explain this. Because she obviously doesn't know what he means. So I'm pretty sure Natsu's going to get upset and he's going to get pissed because he knows what Ud did. Because Gray told him, obviously, and he was there. He's the first one. He stopped him from using it last time. So I'm pretty sure Natsu's going to explain it, which will cause Julia to erupt and say, and then just dip and go over there. But we'll see how this goes. Like I said, that was the meat of the episode, though. Just the Gray and Silver stuff was the meat of the episode. It was under so many layers of randomness, just back and forth. Like, honestly, if they had actually focused the episode on that, it would have been more coherent. But because they were jumping back and forth between all the stuff that was going on, it got buried. Granted, I did see it, but one thing at a time, please. But yeah, so, like I said, I'm pretty sure we're going to get more Gray and Silver stuff in the next episode. I don't know if that means that Julia is going to beat the skeleton dude, by the end of it so she can go over there, or if she's going to leave the fight altogether. But regardless, I'm excited. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully it can be more clear next week. And as always, guys, link in the description. You can go watch the episode on Crunchyroll.com. And I've been SoresanCrockxen, your host. And I'll see you guys in future videos.